Hey there guys, today is day 7 of the Avian Advent Calendar Challenge. Now the Avian Advent Calendar is an advent calendar of parrot toy parts put together by the Leather Elves, and every single day I am going to be trying to show you guys what is in the box and build a brand new toy. So if that is something that you guys are interested in seeing, you want to make sure to stick around because that's going to be coming up right after this. This is Jack over at Hive Redbird, where I am tirelessly working to find new ways to make the keeping of exotic animals and pets more exciting, more affordable, and ultimately more enjoyable. And today's video is part of a series going over a challenge I am doing with the Avian Advent Calendar. Now, the Avian Advent Calendar is a product put together by the Leather Elves. If you guys would like to know more about it, I am going to put the link in the description section down below. But basically, it is an advent calendar of parrot toy parts. So I am going to be challenged every single day to put together a brand new toy using the toy parts that come in the individual boxes. So there's a couple of things to keep in mind here. First and foremost, the best part of this, we're going to be building a brand new toy every single day, December 1st through the 25th. So you definitely want to make sure that you pay attention to that. Now, we are going to be using a variety of different toy parts, and I think it's really important that people learn to work with a variety of different parrot toy parts. Sometimes there's going to be things that you're not as comfortable using or that you're just not as familiar with using, but your bird could definitely benefit from that. So we're going to be paying attention to the variety of different items that are available in the boxes and make sure that we use them appropriately. Now, this is also designed to help everyone build skills as a parrot toy maker. So we want to make sure we're paying attention to things like, what's the purpose of this toy? How is your animal going to be using it? How can we make sure that it's going to be safe? Do we need to pay attention to things like cleanliness? Keeping an item clean, which can be an issue with certain parrot toys, how you're going to present it. Obviously, the presentation of different items can change how interested your bird is in interacting with certain things. So we're going to be covering a variety of different approaches, different toy making techniques. So hopefully, at the end of this 25-day period, everyone who watches this series will have better skills and be a better parrot toy maker. So there's a lot of things we're trying to accomplish here. One thing I do want to point out before we get started, we're going to open a new box every single day, but we're not necessarily going to be using all of the parts every single day. I would encourage you guys to save those parts, save things like the packing paper, the boxes that you are opening every single day, because we will be using them on future challenges. The important thing is that there are so many different materials that can be used to make great parrot toys, and we are going to do our best to use all of them. But that being said, let's go ahead and jump into the toy that we're going to be building today. All right, guys, so for day 7 of the Avian Advent Calendar, we have looks like some cork bark pieces. So these are a lot of fun because these are a natural product. They're a lot of fun for your birds to work with. And what we're going to do is we're going to try to replicate some of the ways that your birds might interact with things in the wild. They might try to peel bark because a lot of moisture is hidden in bark. Green, fresh bark has a lot of nutrition. A lot of birds like to eat that. A lot of birds like to just destroy it as well. So we are going to go ahead. We're going to use this piece from a previous day. We're going to use a scrap piece of your leather strip. And you may end up needing your needle nose pliers to tie those knots. Now our goal here, I'm actually only going to use one piece of bark, is to create the idea that the bark is growing on it just like it would be growing on a tree. That way your bird can pick at it, they can flake it off if they want to. So what we're going to want to do is use the leather I'm going to go ahead, I'm just going to tie a knot. And since I don't have that much excess to work with, this is one of those times where the needle nose pliers come in really handy because they can grab a much smaller piece than I am capable of grabbing. So that's why I like using them. Then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to string this through that wooden piece we have, and then through our bark. And then I'm just going to tie another knot, and that's going to keep everything together. So when you tie this knot, what you want to do, you want to try to get that as close as possible. So get the base of the knot done and then shift it as close to that bark as possible. And again, if you have a hard time gripping it, use those needle nose pliers. Then you can go ahead, trim off this excess. Now, depending on how much leather strip you have left, you could use this just like a foot toy. That'll give your bird something they can chew on, they can play with, or through the holes on either end, you could attach another strip with a loop and use this as a hanging toy for your bird. So the option really is up to you, but this is a great way to encourage some of your natural behaviors that you see in your bird. And that's one of the things I'm going to encourage you to think about when making your own parrot toys. Think about things that you see your birds doing. Those natural behaviors are going to be things that you want to try to capture, to simulate in a captive environment. So I certainly hope this has been helpful. If you guys like this idea, make sure that you like this video. You want to make sure that you subscribe to the Hi Redbird channel as well. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the next day of the Avian Advent Calendar Challenge. I do need to say thank you to my Patreon patrons for helping to make these videos possible. You can find out more by visiting Hi Redbird on Patreon or clicking the link in the description section down below if you would like more information. Thanks!